So I did play Chrono Odyssey in that last beta they had, and I didn't think it was all that bad. There were some things that I would have loved to see done better and some things that they can work on. A lot of people had issues with the graphics and how it looked versus like how it looked in the gameplay trailer. And then the way I saw it was it looked the same as it did in the gameplay showcase, that first video that they show on Steam. So I think it looked very similar to that, but there were a lot of other issues that I had with the game that I hope they work on and fix. Yesterday at 10:02 p.m. my time, they did a community wrap up for the June closed beta, and we're gonna go over that and touch on some things that they talk about, and if there's anything that kind of jogs my memory about what I thought about the closed beta, I'm gonna expand a bit on it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Thanks for watching. My name is Rich. Subscribe to the channel if you like just video games in general. That's what we're covering here, just games that I'm having fun playing, and hopefully you guys enjoy them as well. Let's go ahead and check it out. Community wrap up, June closed beta. Greetings, Sentinels. I didn't even know that's what we were called, Sentinels. The curtains have closed on the first Chrono Odyssey closed beta. What began as a test quickly turned into something more meaningful, shaped by the passion and presence of our community. Whether you explored Terra on your own or joined forces to take down bosses, each and every one of you made a real impact. So as far as making a real impact, I think the test was really basically for the network testing, probably the most people they had in a test. So I think they're just trying to test out like server stability and stuff like that. They were always like patching hot fixes. Like every time there's always like a hot fix, server stability update, maintenance, server stability update. So I think that was their main concern with this test. I think if we look at Cannon's video, he mentions earlier on, I didn't go through the whole thing, but earlier on he says he had some issues with the game, but apparently that he played an older build and that all those issues were fixed. So we'll have to see what that is. I'll have to watch this video now that I played the game to see if we had the same issues. I didn't get further into the end game. All my issues stemmed from the beginning of the game and mostly dealing with the new player experience jumping into the game, as well as some of the movement and combat and crafting. It says, we received an incredible range of feedback and reaction across Discord, X, and other channels. All of it has been shared with the developer team, and a more detailed update will be coming soon through a developer's note. So keep a lookout for that. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if this is a game that you're interested in, because I will be jumping into it. I did have a good time in it. There's just some things that need to be fixed. So here are some highlights. What you loved. The world of Terra is immersive and worth exploring. I agree. There's a lot of different areas you can explore. You can swim in the game. There's like hidden treasure chests. There's like jumping puzzle type areas you can go into around the world. There's like random quests. There's gathering and stuff. And we were just in like a small area, I believe. I think the world is definitely a lot much bigger than what we got to play in the closed beta. The Chrono Tactic system is unique and adds depth. It is unique. I didn't jump too deep into that system, unfortunately, but I see what they mean. It did have like a lot of moving parts to it, so I'm kind of curious to see how that actually works in game. Character customization offers lots of options and creativity. So this one I didn't really agree with, but I guess my creativity is kind of limited when it comes to character creations, because when I scroll down here, you're going to see some cool character creations. I think though that it was lacking a bit still, like with some of the designs and stuff, like scars didn't look that great. I think it was kind of, some of the arms and stuff, sliders were weird. The game has solid core gameplay with strong potential. That I agree with. I think the game does have a solid foundation, and I think a lot of people saw that from it feeling and looking very similar to New World in some aspects. A lot of the icons and the UI, the town itself, how things kind of worked inside the town with crafting. But there were some things missing that I think were very important with crafting, like not taking your tier 1 up materials and upgrading them up into tier 2, and the new player experience and then showing you around the town was pretty bad, as well as that dumb cat quest. So it says what you want improved: performance, stability, FPS drops, visual stuttering, and optimization. I think there was some FPS drops, but it does need to be optimized in a lot of areas, especially with the lighting and stuff. Combat feedback and animation polish. I thought the animations were alright. I guess I don't really look too deep into a lot of the animations. There are some issues with like the camera movement, I guess you can say, and I think that all has to deal with movement in the game. Like the movement in the game was pretty bad, and I'm surprised they didn't mention that there. They didn't mention it in the Twitter post that they were gonna fix movement, but movement was really bad because you would strafe like left and right and not really like feel like you're going anywhere, because it was just a straight left right strafe. It wasn't like a turn strafe and a right strafe, like turn and crossfoot. It was just left right. It was like playing Doom or Quake. It was really weird. It reminded me of the what was that name, Super Assault Poppy dude that's like running in place on TikTok, and he does the slow motion run and he starts running again. That's what it reminded me of when you're running in this game, and that really needs to be fixed because it really affects a lot of things. There was a moment in time too where there was a boss that I came across. It was like an ice boss or something like that, or it did ice attacks, and I was in his range of attack, which was a huge range for some reason. I couldn't even see what was attacking me. I was just standing there taking damage and like end up dying because the range of this boss's ice attack. So it says clear quest objectives and map guidance. That's definitely something that needs to be fixed. When you go to get your quest, it doesn't really tell you where to pick up certain items in the quest. Some of the things are losing their shimmer and pop. Like you can pick up notes and sometimes they don't have the little shimmer, so you don't know you're picking up something. There's a quest where you had to find a cat. You can't really see the locations where the cat would really be at. And I guess it's fine to do like the little searching and jumping and stuff. But man, I don't know if it was like a respawn time or what, but I didn't see that cat anywhere. But it's funny because before I just saw a lot of people walking with the cat, so it's really weird. Another part that was kind of jacked up, I think, with the clear quest objectives was that there wasn't a tier 1, a level 1 starting point, because we're all really coming in here from beginner point, stripped of our powers and stuff. So it wasn't like a, hey, welcome, take this is how you make a pickaxe, or this is how you make a sickle. So it wasn't any of that stuff going on for your basic tools, which should have been in the game. You had to either buy your basic tools or gather materials somehow to craft the basic tools, which you can buy from the trading post, which also looked very similar to New World as well. Yeah, a lot of that stuff, there's like storage and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff inside the town was very similar to New World. And I feel like they tried to switch up the crafting part a bit so it wasn't so obvious, but I think it's still pretty obvious. So more intuitive UI and better PC controller support. That is very important because, like I was saying with the strafe issue, it's the same thing on controller where you're holding down a button to run, which you only just really strafe left and right. So it says, know that the dev team is already hard at work reviewing these feedback in detail. Expect a more in-depth developers note soon. It says meet our partners. If you haven't already, Society Again, Gaming, Lofty, and Blue Squadron. They had some awesome takes on the game, apparently. And there's some community moments, character creation, chaos, and memes. It says you didn't just play the game, you made it your own. Our Discord was flooded with stunning character creation, screenshots, and memes. Here's just a few gems. So you see here, I don't know who this one is supposed to be. This one is Anakin Skywalker on his path to the dark side. That's pretty cool. We got a Kratos and the Queen of Hearts. But yeah, those are actually really good. I don't know how many really good things there are out there. A couple of memes going on here. But yeah, so apparently they're going to fix a bunch of stuff. We'll see how it is. I really enjoyed the game. I'm looking forward to the next test or when the game comes out. They still haven't given a date yet, so there's still a lot of things that can change or be updated in the game between now and then. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Check the links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching this one, and I'm out. Peace.